Hello and welcome to Kules Forever TV. My name is Aaron MC and we are going to do a match reaction of the Barcelona vs Levante game. I know the match was yesterday, but I'm going to do it anyway now because I think it doesn't matter. But anyway, 3-0 victory over Levante. I think it was a more easier game to play against Levante. 3-0 victory. Depay, Luke De Jong, Ansu Fati with the goals. I'm really happy about Ansu Fati coming back from injury, getting into the pitch, 10 minutes into the game, scoring the goal. That was iconic to watch. And as the title says, the future is bright. But I gotta ask. And we got many youngsters. We got Gavi, we got Nico Gonzalez, we got Yusuf Demi, we got Pedri, we got Ansu Fati, we got Ronaldo Araujo, we got Eric Garcia, we got Oscar Mingueza Garcia, we got Alejandro Balde, we got Rique Puig. That's about it. We got many youngsters, but that's a problem. People say at the time, people said that we have only old men in our team. When Ernesto Valverde was the coach, we had Arturo Vidal and Paulinho in our team. But now we got like 6 to 8 youngsters, like under the age of 20 probably. And in a way that's a problem, but in a way that's positive as well, because for the future we've got something, but for the present we've got nothing. And that's the problem. The fans are asking, especially me, I'm asking for results now, but we can only give results in the future. This victory against Levante is a boost for Ronald Koeman. Maybe he was not on the bench in the game, but he is the manager, so all the credit goes to him if we win the match. But I didn't see anyone giving the credit to Koeman. I only saw people giving the credit to Ansu Fati. Yeah, he deserves the credit, but for me, next 2 games in his managerial career, next 2 games is important for me anyway. Because if he doesn't win the next 2 games against Benfica and Atletico Madrid, for me he's sacked. I said it before Levante, if he doesn't win 3 games in a row, for me he's sacked. He won against Levante, and now against Benfica and Atletico, if he win against Benfica and Atletico, he's the manager for me. And even if you sack him after winning 3 games, that's an if, that's a big if. I think that would be a big mistake, but sometimes big mistakes lead to big success in the future. That doesn't make any sense, but as I was saying, right, comfortable victory anyway against Levante. You have to remember that they have Shakodra and Mustafi in the defense, so it would be easy because Luke De Jong scored a sitter. And Memphis Depay played world class. His goal was in the 7th minute. Ansu Fati coming on from the bench scoring. That was the best moment for me in the whole day. The whole game. Anyway, the player ratings. Yeah, Ter Stegen, for me, Ter Stegen hadn't do that much. He was good, but he didn't have to do that much. I think he did save 1 or 2 shots. I think they only had 1 or 2 shots on the goal, and I had only had to save that one or 2 shots. And anyway, for me his rating is 7 out of 10. And Sergio Dest was great in the game. I think he was one of the best players in the defense. Especially you have to think that Dest is playing as a backup for Jordi Alba in the left back position. He's not originally left back, nor he's a left footer, and he did very well. And against the game against Cadiz, I think he played as against Cadiz he wasn't that good, but against Levante he was good. And it's a 7 for me as well out of 10. And then Eric Garcia, what? I think the most disappointing player in the defense. I know he didn't have to do that much, but whenever they came from the attack, whenever the Levante attacked, he was looking clumsy. He was not defending well. He was not marking people. He was not putting pressure very well, and that for me was a problem in Eric Garcia's game. That shows something in Eric Garcia that we already know. He's too young. He's so young, and that is a little bit of problem. And for me, it's only a 5.5. He didn't have a great average game or anything like that. Oscar Mendoza Garcia, a 6.5, was subbed off in the 80th minute. Ronaldo came in for me. I think that wasn't a great decision to do, but anyway. Gerard Piqué was the best player on the defense. I mean, he was world class, as I say. I haven't seen a performance of Gerard Piqué for more than a year like that. When's the last time he played genuinely well? I don't remember. And he was good. For me, it's a 7.5. Yeah, it's good for me out of 10. And Gavi, world class. For me, the players who played world class was Memphis Depay, Gavi, Gerard Piqué and Sergio Busquets. These four were absolutely great in the game. And I think we saw something that, and I didn't see, people said that Gavi was good against Cadiz. I didn't see that much of Gavi, but against Levante, he was good. He was genuinely good. And I think he was the best. I can't say he was the best player in the midfield because Sergio Busquets was world class as well, but both of them were great. Both of them have a 7.5 for me. Nico Gonzalez, had an average game. I think he was the most disappointing player on the midfield. He didn't do that much. I think that seems like example because he's a defensive midfielder and we played him as a central midfielder. That was a problem. I think he's more like a player who wants the ball from the defense and try to reach to the other players, someone like a Gavi or a Frenkie de Jong, someone like a Gavi or Pedri, who can give it to the players who create things. No, not create things. Who can give it. What I meant from saying that is that Nico Gonzalez is a player like Sergio Busquets who wants to get ball from the defense and then give it to the players who can create, someone like a Pedri or Nico Gonzalez. Nico Gonzalez is box-to-box midfielder. Sorry, Gavi is a box-to-box midfielder. He's a great player. And for me, he had an average game. Nico 6 for me. And as I said, Busquets and Gavi 7.5 out of 10. And Memphis Depay, man of the match. I know Marco van Basten did say that Memphis Depay isn't the type of Barcelona player. It's what Barcelona needs. I don't care what you say. You're not a Barcelona fan. I'm very sure you have never played for Barcelona as well. Oh, did I make a mistake there? Did he? No, he did not. Wait a minute. He did not. If my history is right, he did not. Yeah, I was right. He wasn't a Barcelona player. No, he was a Barcelona fan. So there you go. I don't care what he says about Memphis Depay because Memphis Depay is our best player on the attack. If you want to say Ansu Fati, then go on. For me, Memphis Depay is the best player. And what he said about Memphis Depay was, I have doubts on whether Memphis Depay is a player for Barca. He already has scored 3 goals. You do know that, and he's probably our top scorer of the season. On long term, are you telling he's not a good player on long term? Because I don't know what you're trying to say here, Marco. Sorry, Marco van Basten, because I seriously don't know. He's not a player for Barcelona. What do you mean? He's a, then he says that he's a good player but also an artist and an individualist. He means he's selfish. He does his thing and persists a bit in it. In such a big team, you have to be more of a team player. They have to attack together and hit the ball. He does too much of his own thing, and I don't know if that's enough in an elite club. If you're talking about showing off and playing skills, Neymar used to do the same thing, and they called him one of the best players in the world. And Memphis Depay is doing the same thing, and you're not calling him. What do you mean is that's not enough in an elite club? He does his thing. He does his own thing. You have to let him do his own thing. That's how players are born. And then Cristiano Ronaldo is a selfish player. You mean Cristiano Ronaldo is not enough for an elite club because he scores a lot of goals and he's an elite player. But Memphis Depay scores as well, so he's not an elite player. Wow. It doesn't. What's Marco van Basten trying to say here? Look, I respect Van Basten as a legend, as a player, but this comments from him on Memphis Depay, shit. And Ruud Gullit and Van Basten together attacked on Frenkie de Jong. You know, I told you, Fernando Polo also said about Frenkie de Jong. I don't know what the people's problem about Frenkie de Jong is, because for in our midfield, Frenkie de Jong is the best midfielder. I don't care what people say. Frenkie de Jong is the best midfielder in our team. Not Busquets, not Pedri, not Gavi, none of that young little shits. Frenkie de Jong. Ruud Gullit said that Frenkie de Jong is a great player, but he's too protective. If he does not play, they say it is because he has not played in his position. Of course he's not playing in his position. We bought him as a freaking defensive midfielder, not a box-to-box midfielder, and yet he thrived in it. Yet he's one of the best box-to-box midfielders in the world. And I do not know what you're trying to say here. And also Van Basten said that in transition, with all the vision that he has, every now and then he has to hit a deep ball. That's what bothers him a bit. That's what bothers him a bit. Sorry. You know, both legends trying to attack Frenkie de Jong. Wow, classic. For me, it's just comments that doesn't matter to me anyway. But I wanted to say that this is shit comments from Marco van Basten and Ruud Gullit. With all respect to you, I don't respect these comments at all. Because you're saying that Frenkie de Jong is a great player, but he's not a great player because he does not hit deep balls. And Busquets is the one who's trying to do that, and he does not do it well. Why aren't they saying anything about him? I don't get it with these people, with these pundits, with these legends, ex-legends who want to say about things. You know, watch them play properly. You know, just watch them play. Watch them genuinely play. I do not know what's the problem with players. Are they jealous of Frenkie de Jong or Memphis Depay? Because you know, I think I never watched Marco van Basten or Ruud Gullit play. I've only used them on PES, but you know, look, they were one of the best players in the world in their playing time. But to say that Frenkie de Jong and Memphis Depay are not good enough for Barcelona or something like that, if you're talking about someone like a Clement Lenglet, Martin Braithwaite or Luke de Jong, I would have said, yeah, they're not. Okay, I get it. But it's just... Going back to the player ratings, Memphis Depay was the man of the match for me anyway. 8.5 rating for him out of 10. He won the penalty and he scored the penalty as well. Luke de Jong a 7 out of 10, you know. That goal he scored was too simple to miss, so he did score that. If he did miss that goal, then Barcelona fans would have destroyed him on social media. But rather, they didn't do anything. I didn't even see anyone saying, "Wow, Luke de Jong, you did play well." I didn't see anything like that. And people are just stubborn on the fact that Luke de Jong. They don't want Luke de Jong to be a good player. Now I do want Luke de Jong to perform well because at the end of the day he's a Barcelona player. But I genuinely doubt his ability to play for Barcelona. That's all. I don't think he's a Barcelona player. But I want to play him well. I want him to prove me wrong. I want him to prove everyone wrong. But I don't think he can in a year time. It's very hard for a player to come on for a loan for 1 year and just hit the ground running. You know, Antoine Griezmann took 2-3 years and still didn't go with the way Barcelona played. You know, Felipe Coutinho had a decent game, a 6, an average game. He wasn't world class or anything like that, but he was okay. And yeah, that's about the player rankings. and match reaction of the Levante game. I know it was 2 days ago, but I wanted to do it because I was so happy that I slept off after the game. No, I really did after the game. I was so happy. And anyway, today Champions League football. I want to watch it, and that's why I'm gonna end it right now. No, that's not, because it's the end of the video. That's right. But anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like. I've seen people not like the video. Like and share as well, okay? Bye.